Hi, hope your day's been a good one so far. My name's G2a. So I think it's fair to say that I've been asked for this a number of times on the channel. An install guide for Galactic Legacy, the Star Wars mod for Jedi Academy, with hundreds of characters, lightsabers and arenas to choose from to put your very own Star Wars AI battles together. Or if you want to choose your own character and battle against whoever it is you choose from any era of Star Wars. And I will say at this point, if you're going to go ahead and install this, make sure you watch this video to the very end, as I'm going to show you how to set up the AI battles, and I'm also going to explain some of the sneaky codes you'll need to input in order to get certain camera angles and more within the game. Also, I think it's fair to say at this point that there's three main mobs we use on the channel for Jedi Academy: Movie Jewels, KOTOR 2.1 and Galactic Legacy. And as of the time of making this video, Galactic Legacy is the only one of these three that's currently being worked on. And if you want to see how much it's being worked on, go and check out their ModDB webpage, where there is a very impressive monthly update on the work being done. I will put a link in the description of this video. So back to the install then, and there are two main things you need for this, obviously the game and the mod. The game Jedi Academy can, as of most things, be found on torrent sites and will most likely be the GOG version. It really doesn't matter which version you have. It's up to you if you go down this route. Personally, as it's so cheap, I would just buy the Steam key. I use a site called GTG for 90% of my Steam games, as they sell keys for the games and they're normally cheaper than Steam. At the minute on Steam, Jedi Academy is £2.55 and on GTG it's £2.26. It's not a massive saving, but still a saving, and it's very easy to use. You simply purchase the key from GTG using whatever payment method you use, and then they email you the code, and then you simply go onto Steam, and up in the top left where you see games, there's activate a product on Steam. You go through this process, you just put your code in here, and away you go to games affiliated with Steam, and then you can go ahead and install it. I'll leave a link in the description for this web page here if anybody wants to go and purchase it from this website and save a few pennies. It's not an affiliate link. I won't make any money out of it. It's just simply there so you can go and find the cheapest option to purchase this game. Okay, next up, let's go and get the mod Star Wars Galactic Legacy from their ModDB webpage. I will leave the link in the description, and simply scroll down towards the file section at the bottom, taking a note of how much work's been done over the past month alone. Really, really impressive. And there's three files we want to download here. There's Knights of the Force Part 1 of 2, Part 2 of 2, and the Darth Maul Duel of the Fates sort of edition patch at the end. Simply click the link. This is the download page. Click the download link, and if it doesn't kick into action in the bottom left down here somewhere straight away, then just click the download KOTOR Part 1 zip. And again, something I never knew on this ModDB website that you may or may not have to use. If that doesn't work, then click the mirror here and you get a complete list of a number of servers you can download it from, and I would be pretty sure, as you can see, one of them will download it. So most importantly, make a note of where you're saving this to, because we're going to be wanting to unzip this in the next part. So at this point, you may or may not want to go and get yourself an unzip program. Most people these days have got an unzip program built in or already got one installed. But if you haven't, then I use 7-zip. Simply go down to the latest version, and pretty much everyone's going to want to install the 64-bit version. Can't believe there's many people using Windows 7 or 8 anymore. But there we have it. That just simply installs or install it, and that will unzip any zip file. Okay, I'm going to use an Anakin quote, and this is where the fun begins. So pretty much, if you've got the GOG version, we already know the location of our mod. That's where it is with our three files. We now need to know the location of Jedi Academy. If you know already, that's great, but I'll show you how you can find it. If you've got the GOG version, simply right click the link on your desktop and open file location. And as long as you can see the base folder at the top, you're in the right location. For the Steam version, it's a little bit more complicated. You're going to want to go straight onto Steam and go to your library and just right click your install of Jedi Academy, go down to properties, and it will be in general, but just move over to local files and you can browse the local files right there. Go into the game data folder, and again you can see the base folder at the top. This is where you need to be, so just for ease of use, minimize that down. Next up, go back to where we've stored the mods, and first off we want to go to 7-zip if you're using the same program as me, and extract the files. It's just going to go ahead and extract everything. You want to do this for all 3 files. There's no reason why we can't do these all at the same time. And the third one, the mall edition. Okay, once you've unzipped, you're going to be left with 3 folders here, and I'm going to carry on with the Steam version here. The process is exactly the same for the GOG version, but simply go into each folder in turn, right click, and you can just drag them over, but I like to copy and then into the Steam game data folder, right click and paste, and that's just going to copy everything over. Replace any files in that destination, yes. Come back, do part 2. This one's probably going to take a little bit of time. There's no reason why you can't copy over the readme text as well. Simply paste it into the game data folder of your Jedi Academy install, and this one may take a little bit of time as it's quite a big folder. I think it's about 7 gig in total. And once that one's finally done, replacing again any files that it comes up with, just go back to the last one, which is the mall fix, and this is a little bit different. Again, either drag and just drop or copy, and you want to go into the COTAF folder and you want to right click it in there, and you also at the same time you want to be looking for the missions file, which should be COTAF missions.pk3, and just delete that because the file we've just inputted will replace all the missions there. And as far as the install is concerned, that's it. The last thing you will probably want to do is go back to the game data folder, and depending if you want to play multiplayer, MP, or single player, which is what we're concerned with, I'm just going to go up to send to desktop and create shortcut. So we've now got a little shortcut that we can double click on the desktop, and that will load up the mod as opposed to the game itself. So that's pretty much it. We're all installed, we're ready to go into the game and set up our own AI battles for Star Wars. So let's get into that. Okay, before we get into this, I know there might be a few of you wondering why it says Knights of the Force at the top rather than Galactic Legacy. The short answer is there was a split between the team, and a majority of the team moved to make Galactic Legacy, and they're now tweaking the original Knights of the Force to be Galactic Legacy because a lot of the original work was there. If you want to know more about it, I think there's a sort of disclaimer in the web page on ModDB of both COTAF and Galactic Legacy. Okay, that sort of cleared up. Let's move on to the fun side and setting up our AI battles. Okay, so I appreciate for some of you that have loaded this up for the first time that it may or may have not loaded into full widescreen. So if that's the case, go into settings, go to setup, and go to video at the top and look for video mode, and just click it until it says desktop resolution. That will then change it into the same setup or full widescreen and cover the whole screen. Just while we're in the settings area, there's a few things that are worth noting. Obviously graphic settings, I mean pretty much you can turn anything on and turn it up to max with pretty much any system these days. But the ones we're most bothered with are the game options, where you can change the damage of the lightsaber. You can also set dismemberment probability and model dismemberment on or off. They're the main ones that you're going to be bothering with. Lightsaber damage especially, because that will really affect the length of the battles, and you're probably going to want to mess about with that as you set up AR battles going forward. Next up, back from the title screen, we want to choose our arena. So go to new, go to custom game, and here we have an absolute mass of choice of arenas, from a number of different eras of Star Wars and a few other sneaky ones that are sort of fan made. So just simply find your favourite one, really. Mandalore at night from the Clone Wars battle with Savage Maul and the one and only Emperor Palpatine. I mean, that wouldn't be a bad choice for a start. Let's give it a second to load up. And then once you're in there, you're going to want to find a decent area to do a battle. And I know particularly there's a pretty good area at the back. But for now, I think we'll just use this little area here. And straight off, you want to hit the tab key. Go into the COTAF menu. There are a number of other things. I'm not going to go through these in this video. Go to the COTAF. And from here, you can also select your maps again. But the one we're interested in is selecting the NPC spawner at the bottom. So we're on Mandalore. Let's choose Savage, Maul, and Palpatine. So if we look for the Sith Empire, the Galactic Republic, the Separatist Alliance, we'll find Darth Maul. You've then got a massive choice of sort of different variations of the Maul. I'm going to go for Cyber Maul, why not? One thing I will do before I kick any battle into action is click the NPC freeze. That will simply stop them moving and attacking me. So we'll click the one we want to choose. And I'm going to put him on the light side. There are different choices here. You can play around with these. For example, if we put Maul and Savage on the light side, they won't attack each other. And then Palps on the dark side, then they'll both fight Palps. If we were to put them on solo, as you can see at the bottom, this sets NPC to join the solo team and attack everyone. Free will be a free team and attack anyone who's not on the free members team. So if you want to do an all-out sort of battle royale, you want to be choosing the solo. But for now, I got them all. I'm going to stick him, strangely, for Maul on the light side. So again, back into the COTAF menu, and we're going to try and find Savage Press. Luckily on the same page. Choose your version of him. Some have different stats, or it's just a sort of a model, different look. And again, we'll choose the light side. Going to move into a good position to put the Palps. And then again with the tab. And we're going to try and find the Palps if we can, which I believe there's a couple of versions of Palps. There is one in the First Order, or actually there's not. What am I talking about? There is a couple of versions of Palps. So there's Emperor Palpatine, and there's also the standard Palpatine from, let me see if I can find it, the Galactic Republic, which is kind of the one I like actually, because for this especially, here he is, Palpatine, and it's the dual-wielding Darth Sidious version, which, if you know the channel, probably one of my favourites, and very nearly won a tournament, but that's for another video. So again, we'll choose him, and we'll put him on the dark side. So that's pretty much it. That'll kick off. We could just literally go in there, go to the COTAF NPC spawn, untick the NPC freeze, and when we come out of that, they will battle. But the codes I mentioned at the start of this video, if you hit the tilde key, which is just above the tab key, and type no target, they will then not attack you. If you then type God, you shouldn't take any damage, although certain characters with certain lightning will put you out of sync. You can then type give all, which is the easiest way. When you press numbers 2, 3, 4 or 5 after give all, you'll select a weapon, and you'll notice that I don't see the gun at the minute, so there is a simple fix for that. If you just go back into the tilde key, you can then type CG underscore draw gun space 0, and that will remove the gun from view. If you want to reverse that and see the gun again, simply type CG underscore draw gun 1, and that again will replace the gun. If you equally want to remove the hood, you can type CG underscore draw 2D 0, or rather draw 2D 0. That will remove the hood. And if you want to replace it again, you can type 1 and it will reappear. The last thing you want to use is no clip, and that simply means that as soon as you come out of the tilde, you can now fly around the arena, making it look a little bit more cinematic as these guys battle away. So that's it. That is the entirety of how to download and install Galactic Legacy, and it also covers how to set up the AI battles and make it a little bit more cinematic. As always, I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, all the good stuff, hit the like button, hit me in the comments, and subscribe for more. And as always, have a great day, take it easy, and bye for now. Dang, he's already took out Savage, only the cybernetic maul remains.